Backyard Ultra Weekly. I'm Pato from the Backyard Ultra podcast. And last weekend we saw 13 Backyard Ultras run across the world. And the spotlight really was on Capital Backyard Ultra, which is always an exciting race. Scott Snell finished as the last one standing there, which makes him a 3-time winner of Capital Backyard Ultra. So well done, Scott. This weekend, there are 12 Backyard Ultras happening around the world in countries Austria, Switzerland, Spain, Ireland, New Zealand, Philippines, 2 in the USA, Canada, Italy, Russia, and Slovenia. King's Backyard Ultra is in New Zealand, is a race I'll be paying particular interest in. The New Zealanders do a great job with their race coverage, and this race had actually set the soil record in New Zealand last year with 52 yards when AKT finished as the last one standing. Helen, the race director, came on for a chat. Hi Helen, how are you going?
Hey, Pato. Great, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. So you must be busy getting ready for Kings this weekend.
Yeah, we've taken over the Barge Showground Park here in Whangarei, and it's be day 2 of course marking, and the sun's out, so we're super excited.
Yeah, great. So how would you describe the course at King's Backyard Ultra?
It's paddocks at the back, sheep graze on it, there's horse jumping, really soft underfoot, some roading. And then the top field's used for like cross country, so nice and flat and really good underfoot. Yeah, mostly
Yeah,
grass.
awesome. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember last year. I thought it must be a nice course because I remember last year the New Zealand soil record was broken when Simon McLean and AKT duked it
yeah,
out for 52
yeah,
yards.
yeah. It's definitely a course to go long, not too much vert, but then it's not too flat either. That it breaks up those muscle groups. We were lucky with the weather; it was perfect running conditions. It is an exposed course, so we really lucked out with the inaugural event, allowing those guys to go long. Yeah.
Mm. So I mentioned Simon McLean and AKT
Mhm.
were those two runners. Are they coming back this year?
Yeah, they are. I don't know what's on their agenda. It's really cool they're coming back to support, and I think a lot of the locals and diehard backyard fans are excited to see them come back. Whether they'll toe the line to go long, I'm unsure. There's a few that are saving themselves for Dead Cow Gully,
Yeah.
so it's yeah, it's hard to know if they'll use this as a training run or if they'll go after the W at the end of the day.
Yeah, sure. Because Dead Cow Gully is only about 3 weeks away. It's coming up quick.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and we're excited because we're heading over to put the tents up for most of the Kiwis and a couple internationals, so we're excited.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
So who are some runners to watch this weekend?
We get asked this question a lot, and it's you just don't know. There's always a dark horse that comes and surprises everyone. There's some people that have made their intent known. I'd say Sean Collins will be one to watch. He'll definitely get a personal best. This is his kind of territory, and in regards to terrain, temperatures will work well for him, and he's got some big goals, and he's been training hard. Jane McAlpine's Toby, her young fella, he's been going really hard. Would like to see him get a PB, and no doubt he'll enjoy himself with mum there. And yeah, I think Kieran Horn, local from Kitty, he's been training hard, and he's got Scott Bougen as his coach. So I think he's dialing it in. As far as people that have been on the SAT list that are there, Simon's made it pretty clear he wants to go 3 days, possibly more. And if we could drag a few more onto that New Zealand satellite list for not next year after, will be great. So yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
What about Adam Keane? Will he be there?
No, no,
No.
we're too far north from Mr. Keane.
Okay.
Maybe one year we'll drag him up, but yeah, we've got Shannon Rhodes and Nio Rhodes coming up
Oh,
to support and crew the event as well. And that's the beauty about the backyard. Everyone's part of that community and that family, and so if we can drag a few up and keep them interested, and yeah, it's quite
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Cool. Now, one of the things that you guys do so well in New Zealand is like providing the live streams and live race results and things like that. So you are having a live stream at this race?
Yeah, yeah. So Runners with Beard, Chris McDonald and his son Isaac will be running this year's live stream.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, that's to capture, the whole magic of the whole event, not just the assist and the winner at the end. This goes right to your tally in your room across the country, so you can still take part if you're not even there. There'll be commentary and things like that. Then we have Sean Collins' partner Madeline Collins doing the lactic turkey timing. So those results will be coming in as they're happening.
Awesome. And how many runners will be participating?
It's been fluctuating. We've had probably 20% pull out. In saying that, we've got 89 currently signed up. So that's more than last year, and that's about where we want to keep it at that 100 mark.
Mm.
We might get a late few entries to that, but that builds the community, and it's good for the park, and don't overload and have any of those junctions where people are all piling through. So we're happy with that number. 30, I think 39 of that are local, or sorry, never having done a backyard before,
Mm.
which is super neat. And then we have 30% of female of that. So some really strong looking females as well.
Awesome. Now, you mentioned the sun is shining there today. Is
Yeah.
the weather looking good for the weekend?
Yeah, it's we're heading into our winter, but it is Northland, so we're subtropical here, and so while we might have the odd shower, we're looking at a high of maybe 18 to 20 degrees each day, and then it will swing to about 13, 14 degrees overnight,
Okay.
which isn't too bad. We are exposed. We're hoping the wind stays away, but that might just dry the course out a little bit as well. So perfect running conditions, and the weekend's looking great.
Yeah, awesome. Sounds
Yeah,
awesome. And
yeah.
what time does it start?
9 o'clock Saturday.
Yep.
Uh, they'll be setting tents up Friday afternoon from 4 p.m. onwards, and registration will be Saturday 8 a.m. onwards. Yeah,
Cool. Well, I'm
yeah,
looking forward to following along. And
yeah. Thanks, Pato.
yeah, have a great weekend and all the best.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I'll see you at Dead Cow Gully.
Yeah, yeah. Can't wait.
Yeah, see ya.
See you, mate.
I also had a chat with Laz about the ever changing backyard ultra landscape. Hi, Laz, how you going?
Oh, I'm having a lot of fun here and actually not walking all day every day is
Yeah,
at least my body is having a chance to recover before I head out there again.
yeah, sure. So, like, are you feeling sore or how are you actually physically feeling?
It's a 2 day drive back now. So
Right.
by the time I got back with a couple of days off, we had to stop frequently and let me stretch my legs so I wasn't locked into a seated position.
Yeah.
But I feel pretty good. It was a once in a lifetime experience from the time we spotted Pikes Peak the first time. We were probably 250, 300 kilometers away from the mountains.
Mm,
And then rather than being in a car, we're in 30, you look at it and you're not sure if it's a mountain or a cloud.
right, yeah.
And then in a car in 30 minutes, you know for sure. But for us, it was the next day before, yes, that's definitely a mountain. Now we can see it clearer.
Yeah.
And then
Excellent.
over the next 5 days, it morphed until now there was mountains
Right.
all along the skyline. But I'm still 100 kilometers away from starting the climb.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. It's like people like who are sailing, like, and they think they might see land, but they've got to wait days and days to get closer till they know if it actually is land or not.
It's a different kind of experience.
Yeah. So 142 days till the individual world championships at Big. So that's only 20 weeks. It's going to come quickly.
Yeah, it's going to come all too quickly.
Mm,
The pace of activity has really picked up a lot of what's going on right now is people trying to nail down visas and
Mm,
travel arrangements. A lot, some of the athletes I know are trying to get together the funds so they can make the trip. And I really, anybody out there watching this, if your national champion is trying to get it together, help them out because it's an incredible experience and it'd be a shame for your nation to get left out.
definitely. As far as the actual course goes, Les, do you need to get in there with a chainsaw and give it a bit of maintenance, or is it always ready to go?
We're coming up on the end of May, and the way that it works here, about the start of May, I just kind of give up the trails because you've got that initial burst of growth in the spring,
Yeah.
and you just can't keep up with it. So probably in the next few weeks, if it quits raining, first good day I get, I'll start uh, powering up the battery on my weed eater and starting the initial cut to get through there and see how much chainsaw work has got to be done and
Mm.
everything else. I know we did have Dave, um, the Barkley Bugler, as a matter of
Oh,
fact,
yeah.
Dave has
Yeah.
built the bridges that are on the trail, and he's been out there painting them so that they'll last for a lot longer, and also to put a like a sandpaper surface
Oh, yeah.
on it so that when it's wet, it's not quite so dangerous.
Yeah. Sounds good. So, what do you reckon? How many people will be there in there all at once? Like, what's the most number of people will be in the big course actually doing maintenance on it? Will it just be you?
Maintenance, sadly, not enough people besides me.
Yeah.
Jeremy comes and helps a lot, and of course, Dave's been working on the bridges. And if I'm lucky, maybe another person or two will come and we'll give it a lick. And
Yeah.
then 2 weeks before Biggs, we'll have the Littles race. All the preparation you can do on a trail is great, but there's nothing like having a whole lot of people go over it on foot,
Mm.
really beat it in and make it clear.
Yeah. I think I heard, is it correct that last year, when you ran Littles, you actually only used the road because the course was quite wet? You didn't want to get it.
If it does pour down rain the entire duration of Littles and it's really muddy, then we don't use it because if you get the mud sloppy and then leave footprints in it,
Yeah.
they dry and get hard and become obstacles.
Yeah, sure.
If it was wet at the start, we'd probably could go ahead and run it. What happens in a backyard that's different in a lot of trail races is if you have a wet course and the runners go over it, all those runners going over and over the same place, you literally squeeze the water out and it
Mm.
dries the trail and makes it flat and hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, not hard, but firm.
Yeah. So you did mention national champions getting visas and things like that and busy getting everything organized. Which national champions have actually given the green light and said, I'm there for 100% sure?
Let me see if I can. Of course, the ones that have said it and the or the ones that have indicated it,
And
they they enter on the ultra sign up website.
mm,
If anyone's ever curious to see who's actually put their money down, they make a deposit to show that they're sincerely coming
yeah.
because no one, we don't want to have, ah, we don't want to. I had this open and accidentally closed it.
While you're doing that, I saw that the Irish national team had their runoff recently, and Peter Johnston won.
Yes,
Yeah,
he's one of the ones signed up. Right now, we've got Teppo from Finland and Harvey from New Zealand,
yeah.
Cointepas from France,
Mm,
Svellingen from Norway, Murphy from Canada, Bowery from Germany, Casajus from Argentina, uh, Johnson from Ireland, Wilfinger from Austria, and Monsanto from Portugal
Yeah,
are
excellent.
all already signed up. And then Thorleiferson from Iceland has gone to sign up, but I think I'm going to have to send him an email and say, hey, you haven't completed the process.
Uh,
Ultra sign the way they have to do it, they sign up on the just like you would for any ultra, but it puts them in a wait list, and I have to invite them so that
mm.
we don't have someone entering and paying their money that's not one of the qualified runners.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was thinking that, like, what would happen if I signed up?
Yeah, you would go to a wait list, and then I would go in and hit remove.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless, of course, you go out in one of these upcoming races and knock out.
Yeah,
Looks like right now it would take 82 yards to make the at-large list.
yeah. Now, I'm glad you said that Hendrik Brewery signed up because he was probably the one of the big stories from it last time, how he got eliminated.
One of
Everyone's
the
heart broke for him.
it's one of the painful stories. I would love to see Hendrick come back and win the whole thing because he looked like a strong contender.
Yeah, yeah,
And he's really got the mental game for it. And that's the backyard is about your mental game.
yeah, yeah. Now, you did mention that you put out the invitation to everyone who had run 100 yards or more to sign up.
I've got to write to them. One of the hard parts on this end is getting everybody's email address because
Right.
you'll have to write the race directors where people recorded their performance and then send them an email.
Yeah,
Anyone out there that's got 80 yards or more, if you want to write to drystoneman@hotmail.com and send him your email and your name, it'll save me a lot of trouble
yeah,
because I'll see those and add them to my list. But yeah, we figure it's safe that there won't be another 20 people go over 100 yards, but I'm not sure. You've got that race in Australia coming up,
yeah. Dead Cow Valley.
Dead Cow Gully.
Yeah,
26 guys with over 50 and four of them that are over 100. I'd
yeah.
say that one goes over 30 hours.
Mm. Yeah, it's going to be. I'm actually going to be there for it. I'll be flying up and I'll be there watching. It's going to be some kind of race. Have you considered coming over for it, Laz?
Not right now. I think from now until um, the race, I've got. I'm hoping to make one more run out to cross the all the mountains in Colorado in August.
Right. Yeah.
But most of my effort's going to be backyard stuff.
Yeah. Now, talking about big stories from Bigs a couple of years ago, probably the biggest breakout star ran at that race, and that was Ehor. Now, I'm not too sure where he stands. Do you know if he's going to be at Bigs this year?
He's well, he's qualified and he's got enough yards,
Yeah.
but I haven't sent the thing out telling the over 100 people that they can go ahead and enter.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know if he's willing to do that to himself again or not.
Yeah. Now, we were talking before I hit record about the national championships and about it's important that people understand how the whole qualifying for their country works. So, um, did you want to just go through that,
Yeah,
explain?
there's they can look on the same website where you can look and see the status on who's in and who's out on the individual championships. It's bigsbackyardultra.com.
Yep.
And if they look under 2026 team, the rosters are up, which we try to keep up as fast as we get results from the race directors. Each country will have so many silver ticket races,
Yeah.
and those races and their dates are up there. If someone wants to make their national team, that's the sure way to do it. Go to a silver ticket race and win.
Yeah.
Then the other way is the top, however many places are left to make the 15. The US has 7 silver tickets and eight at-large runners. And you can just look at the bottom guy on the at-large list and know that's the number you got to beat him out.
Yeah.
It's a 2-year qualifying process, so it's only gone. We're less than a year in.
Mm.
All the silver tickets will start for the big countries. Don't start until August the 16th
Mm. So
or after.
I'm looking at the US's team right now, and the 72 yards is the number to get on to the at-large list. So
Setting your sights on a silver ticket race is obviously the way to go.
yeah,
It
yeah,
works good. The at-large list will assures that you keep your big stars are getting in, and then the new blood that comes out of the silver tickets. Now, a lot of those silver ticket races are not going to go easy. It may not make the distance easier. You may have someone off the at-large list win one of the silver tickets, in which case that rolls somebody up.
mm,
And of course, on the roster, you can see where you stand.
mm.
Australia's got a pretty tough team to make.
Yeah,
Belgium,
57.
Belgium is insane.
Yeah, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Belgium. So to get onto the Belgium team, 59.
Yeah, but what's the next number above that?
That's 79.
uh, so
Um,
yeah, if you get the 59, someone's probably going to bump you off.
yeah. And I was
So
looking at,
the 59 means you need to do 60
yeah,
because you have to do one more.
yeah. Or win. 59 or win and win will beat the 59.
Or yeah, 59 and win will beat the just plain 59.
Yeah.
One big thing, people that are looking at it, because a lot of people, I get a lot of email from people. And the
Mm.
biggest thing is if you enter a race that's not in your country, or Australia is a hot place for this, there's a lot of expatriates.
Yeah.
Well, they want to make their home country team because making the Australia team is just nuts.
Yeah.
And a lot of them want to represent their home country. Make sure the race director turns in your nationality right,
Yeah.
because if we put you in as an Australian, you will never show up on the Moroccan team.
Yeah, yeah. Now, that's an excellent point, and it also makes me a question that I hear every now and then is if someone, just say for example, I'm from Australia and I go and run in a silver ticket race in New Zealand and I win, that what happens then?
One more New Zealand at large runner gets on the team
Yeah,
because they clearly can't transfer between countries, and you don't back into a silver ticket. You have to win the race.
yeah, yeah. So if I won a silver ticket race in another country, that would just be a void silver ticket race then.
And it happens.
Yeah.
And it's, I think if I was the person from the outside country, I'd kind of get a kick out of it. But I'm sure it's painful to the assist who's in his home country and just needed to hold out long enough to beat one more guy.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I know that Sam Harvey from New Zealand, he told me his goal a couple of years ago was to win every silver ticket race in New Zealand.
And when you have a repeat winner, it knocks
Yeah,
them. It doesn't knock someone out. It just moves someone up off the at-large list.
yeah, yeah.
And
Yes.
you'll see people go far enough they'll get in there and there's two, and they know, well, one of them's going to win the silver ticket, but they'll stay out there long enough to make sure the second guy gets in on the at-large list.
Hmm.
There's a lot of helping each other out.
So if there's a race director out there in another country who are sort of new to backyard ultras, but they want to get involved in the world team championships and stuff like that, that's easy for them to do, and they've still got plenty of time to get a race happening so they can actually join in on the fun, right?
Oh yeah, every race is a potential at-large race.
Yeah.
When you look at the world qualifying now, the very top guy on the at-large list is a Pole who ran a race in Belgium,
Yeah.
and he's also now the current world record holder.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I had him on the podcast and he is so excited to run at Bigs. Yeah.
It's going to be Biggs is it'll be interesting and see what the background is, because Biggs is really a test for the total runner. The trail is a trail.
Mm.
It's not brutal, obviously, because you can tell the number of the yards people have done, but it's got 425. Trying to remember, it's like 150 meters of elevation on each yard.
Yeah.
But the road is got very little elevation change, and it's really nice and smooth. So you got to be able to run both.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's actually if I'm pretty sure I'm right, there's 11 loops on the trail and 13 loops on the road, right?
Yes, the day just ends too early, and if someone's running a slow 12th loop, they kept getting caught in the woods and they couldn't finish the loop just because they couldn't see.
Yeah.
And we don't want to deprive anyone of any suffering that we can.
Yeah.
They always
Um,
get to the road and say, "Oh, if you get to the road, you can make it till morning because the road loops are easy."
yeah.
But apparently, in the mind, it doesn't work that way because people drop out on the road too.
Well, that's right. I've spoken to runners who absolutely busted their gut to get through the day loop on the trail. But because they worked so hard to get through that day loop, once they got to the night, they were just out of steam. Mm.
They spend a lot of time wishing about after we've gone for a day or so. It takes about three of the trail loops, and people wish they were on the road, and they
Yeah,
talk, "Oh, I wish I was back on the road."
yeah,
And after about three road loops, they wish they were back on the trail.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Now, on the live stream 2 years ago now, I heard you a few times say that the best place to go to practice for the Bigs Trail is the Netherlands. So I wonder if many runners are going to go over to the Netherlands and practice.
Yeah, the Netherlands are famous for their brutal mountainous terrain and the altitude.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
get acclimated to being at feet and feet above sea level
Mm, yeah.
or below.
Now, I also remember on the 2 years ago, I you blew the whistle so many times, it actually stopped working towards the end. Do you remember that?
It wasn't from blowing it so many times. We got out there in the night, and I'd blown it so many times that the pea was damp.
Right.
They didn't use a real pea. It's like a ball of some kind of material. So the pea froze to the inside of the whistle.
Yeah. Right.
And you I guess I don't know if people realize it, but the pea is vital to the whistle actually working.
Yeah.
So I learned that instead of hanging it around my neck where it could freeze, I had to put it in my pocket where it would stay warm.
Right. Yeah. 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 So it
I
did.
think that was the one that we said, whistle, whistle, whistle.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. So I guess yeah, we've got an exciting few Oh, it's always exciting in the backyard ultra world. There's always races every weekend, and you never know what kind of results are going to show up, do you?
No, no, the 116 at Legends and the 115, those just kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But you do know as we march down towards the end of the qualifying period,
Mm.
the last qualifying races will be the ones that start August the 15th. You'll probably see the good runners do like they've done at Dead Cow Gully. They make sure they all show up at the same place so that they can make those yards, and we'll every the runners that have got the guaranteed spots have to commit one way or the other by the week before that last week. So that last week's races, we'll have everything updated on that at large list so everybody knows exactly what they're shooting for, except what somebody's doing in the next country over.
Yeah. 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 So I'm just looking at the wait list, and the wait list, the minimum number is 67. So it's amazing how quickly things have changed because 2 years ago, everyone on the wait list would have been in the at-large list.
Yeah, they would have gotten in.
Yeah.
I was looking, it's the yeah, that's the 67 is the 105th best performance
Yeah.
in the last year and a half.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty insane.
Yeah. Great. Well, look, thanks for coming on and providing the all the updates. It's really good. Um, what have you got planned over the next few weeks?
Trying to dig through my backyard email, and we're really working hard on getting all the results on and getting all the results in. I meant to look before I got on here and see how many people have gone over 100 yard or over 24 hours this
Oh,
year. It's a really massive number. I know it was well over 2,000
yeah.
last time I looked, and how many people have run backyards.
Mm. Yeah, how good is that? Like, well, I ran a backyard just over a week ago and I did 33 yards, but I get reminded every time how hard it is to actually do 24 yards.
Yeah.
It's so
It's
it is not easy.
it's a huge achievement. We are also working on some special awards that for people that they can have to designate themselves as a centurion to
Mm.
get over 24 hours, and how quickly can I find that list? The centurion's obvious, 100 miles in 24 hours. And I believe I've got this pretty close by.
And that certificate thing you've got is really good as well. I was speaking to one person who that was really driving them to hit 24 because they wanted to get that certificate.
Yes, and a world ranking.
Mm.
So like everything else in my email, stuff gets buried too fast, damn it. Here we go. We were thinking of the categories. And since we kind of like the Roman the Roman, the centurion, the Roman legions, that 48 hours would be the primus pilot, which is the first officer class. We went with their chain of command. Then the Prefectus Castorum for 72 hours, Tribune for 96, Legate for 120,
Wow.
which we don't have any legates yet, but I think they're coming soon.
Yeah.
And then an Emperor at 144 hours, the first backyard runner to get a 6-day 600 miler.
Wow. It will happen one day, probably sooner than we expect.
Probably sooner than we expect. I
Mm.
think just qualifying for the individual championships, we might see 5 days fall.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yes, what it's only 4 hours. They're only 4 hours away now. So when 5 days falls, the next target's obviously 6.
Mm. Yeah. So the award that will be issued, we've got the 24, and the next level will be 48, right? So it's
Yes,
going up in 24-hour increments.
it matches matches their chain of command.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. I was thinking it might be a nice idea one day to bring in a Backyard Ultra Hall of Fame. What do you think?
That would be interesting because you'd have people in there when you look back and when the Frenchman. Oh God, I can always see them. I'm so bad with names. That was the first guy to run. He ran 58 and had the big duel with Harvey Lewis, Guillaume,
Oh, yeah.
and then Johan Stena, the Swede, who was, these guys go through a period of time. They're like the dominant runner in the world, but of course, as the sport has developed,
Mm,
the the 58 and the 68, those are not near as crushing as they used to be.
yeah. But those people, they're trailblazers in for the sport, really, though, aren't they?
Oh, the first time that someone ever does it.
Yeah.
Until then, you just don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, they talked about is 72 hours even possible?
Yeah.
Well, now it might not get you on the Australian team.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Definitely won't get you on the Belgian team.
yeah.
And of course, 80 and then 100. There was a lot of mystique to the 100. And now there's 10 people on the at-large list in the individual championships already
Yeah.
with over 100 yards.
Yeah. It's amazing. And like in the Belgian World Team Championship race, they had the three runners do 110, and everyone forgot about the fellow who did 100.
Yeah. You look down there and you say, oh, hell, here's another Belgian with 100. God, they got 400-yard runners on their satellite championship team.
Yeah.
And it's still a year and a half before that qualifying is over. Will they be the first team to have everybody over 100?
Yeah. 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 Um, yeah, that's great. Well, look, thanks heaps for coming back on, Laz. We'll definitely have to do it again sooner rather than later. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Backyard Ultra Weekly. Please remember to hit subscribe and also the alert button too. See you next week. Have a great weekend.